So today let's see how to perform some basic operation on cells. Okay, so using cells, what all we can do. So the basic things again, I'll insert a new module for it. I'll just rename it as mod cells. So first we'll write a macro to print a value within a cell. So I guess we have done this in our first macro. So very initially, to show you how to write a macro, I have used this example. I'm just repeating the same macro to print in a cell. So you need to first choose a cell to print it. So we begin the macro with this sub cell value. So here I'll choose cell. So I'll choose, let's say we choose cell E9. So E9 is the cell that I want to choose. I'll just say sheet 1 range of E9 dot value. To print the value, you just say dot value, and either you could print a text or a number. See, since I want to print text here, I use double quotes. So to print text, you need to provide it in double quotes. So here, let's say VBA session 07. Let's say I want to print this. Now, if I execute this, you can see the result over here. It is printed in E9. So we have more to do. Now let's say I want to give a color to that cell. I want to color the background. So how to do that? Let's see. Macro to change cell color. Sub, I'll name this as cell color. I'll use the same address, sheet 1, range of E9 dot C. To change the background color, the cell color, you need to use interior. There is a property named interior dot again. So what about the interior? We are trying to change the color. So you provide this. There are two methods to do this. Either you could mention the name of the color by just giving VB. Let's say I want to give yellow to it. I'll mention it this way. And suppose if I run this, you can check, it would have given the yellow color. So how am I getting this? So if you go here, you hover on that color, it will show you a few things. But again, there is method to much simpler way, and if you want to, gain some perfect tint and shade of that color, let's say, then we are going to use Rgb method. I'll just show you that. So this is method 1. This is one way to provide it. This is the easiest one. But again, if you have some different shades to provide, see, we choose method 2 here. I'll change this to M2. So this is method 2 that we are trying to see. So here you just have to change it to RGB. So we have the RGB number for every color that we have in the system. So let me show you how to find it out. You just go here. So suppose you want to choose some other color over here, this one, let's say, or let's say you want to give this. You should go to more colors. You need to choose that over here. So let's say I want this particular color to be given to it. Go to custom. So you can see the RGB values here. You need to take these values. So let's print it. 255, 204, 102. I'll go back and just say 255, 204, 102. And if I run this, you will get the exact color over here. Same thing that you wanted to provide. So you can use this RGB method if you have some different shade to be provided other than the normal colors like yellow, red, green. You can always go for this. Okay. Now let me show you a few more things how to change the font name. So I want to try a different font here. So I'll just go here, macro, to change font. This says sub cell font here. Again, mention the same address. I'm trying to show you in the same cell over here. Dot. See, now we are trying to change the font property. Just use font here. See, within font, you have so many other options. I would like to change the font name. So I should choose name over here and just give the font name that I want to see over there. Now I'll want to see that as Arial Black. I want to give this. So that's the font name. So you can choose. So suppose you don't know the spelling of the font that you want to choose exactly, you can go here and copy it. So choose that first, and once you get it, you can copy and paste it over there. So I'm trying to print it in Arial Black. Now let me execute this. See, to check the change, you can see now it is Arial Black. You can check in the font over here. And this is not enough. I would like to increase the font size. I want to change the font size now. Let's say, go here, just say macro to change font size. Sub cell font size. I'll give this sheet 1 range of, on the same cell I'm trying to get this E9 dot. So this time again you are going to mention font dot size. So you'll get the size here. So let me just push it here. So now you can see font size over here. Now when I run this, font size. Let me give that again. Font dot size of it should be equal to, so you try to give some size. Let's say I'll mention 40. You can check. See, this has increased. The font size has increased to 40 points. So the size that I gave, it has increased to that. Next, I would like to, you see, I would like to merge these cells. So till here, from E9 to L9, I would like to merge the cells. So how to do that? Let's go back and write another macro here. So here, we'll say macro To merge cells, say sub cell merge. Now you need to provide the cell address. So we gave E9 to L9. Let's say I'll give one extra. Let's see, E9 to L9 dot merge. So this will just merge the cells. So even when I run this, you can check the result here. These cells are merged and it forms a single cell over here. Okay. And so something more to it. Now let's say we'll see how to unmerge it as well. Suppose I want to unmerge it. Just go back and just change this to unmerge. It will unmerge. Let me create a copy of it. And now I want to unmerge these cells, E12 to L12. Let's say I would like to create a copy of the same macro here and change this to unmerge. So I'll just change this to unmerge, and this should be changed to E12 to L12, and this property has to change to unmerge. I'm sorry, this is method. Just have to unmerge. You can see it is unmerged now. You can see the difference. So if I select this, it shows as one single cell. Over here, I'll be able to choose separate cells. Now this is one thing. And now comes the alignment part. Now if I want to align the cells, so how exactly I want to align it? Now let's say this one, this is currently aligned towards the left. Now I want to align it to center or right. Let's say you just have to change the horizontal alignment. There are two different alignments, vertical and horizontal. Now let me show you both. Macro to demonstrate horizontal alignment. Now let's take three different cells here and just give align left. So let's say yeah, align left, align center, align right. Let's say we have this. So all this is about horizontal alignment. We are not speaking about vertical alignment yet. Now so we need to consider the cell addresses O9, P9 and Q9. So let's go here. Sub horizontal align. Let's say, see here, I'll give sheet 1 range of O9. Dot, see, we have horizontal alignment here. This should be Excel left. So I'll create a copy of the same. I'll just change the addresses of the cell here. I'll change this to P and the below one to Q. And see, P9, I want this to be Excel center. And this one, I want it to be right. Now, if I execute this, even before I execute this, so let me change the alignments here. See, this is already left aligned. I'll just change it to right so that you'll know the difference. I'll also show you by increasing the column here. See, this is right aligned, this is left aligned, and this is also left aligned. But according to our program, this should be left aligned, this should be center aligned, and this should be right aligned. Let's see if those changes are going to apply when we run the program. So I'll run it, go back and check it. See, this is left aligned. You can see here in the alignment group, this is left aligned, center, right. Now let's speak about vertical alignment. Top, middle, low. See, this is top align, this is middle align, and this is bottom align. Okay, let's give that. So let's go here. I'll just copy the same. I'll use vertical alignment over here. And I'll change the macro name also to vertical alignment. And here we need to change the properties and this one as well. Just change this, or you could also just copy paste it. Copy this, paste it. Yes, so vertical alignment. Now vertical alignment should be top. So it's not center, it will be middle. And this one should be bottom. Now when you run this, let me check this. Or let me give the same center over here. So sometimes it will take the same names. So let's run this. Yes, see, only the property name will change there. That is to vertical alignment, and it still works. So this is top aligned, this is middle aligned, and this is bottom aligned. This was already bottom aligned. Now it is again staying in the same place. That's it. Okay. Now if we have a long text to be typed, so something like this. Next class topic would be data types. So something like this. I want this to be displayed within a single cell using wrap text. So when you click on this wrap text, see, it will display like this. Now if you don't use wrap text, it will spread in this manner. Now let it be this way. So it is O12 where I have to apply wrap text. So let me show you that. Macro to apply wrap text. So here it says sub wrap text. So you need to again provide the cell address. It was O12 dot, just see, wrap text is equal to true. Now when I run this, you can check here, it has applied. Now if you want to remove it, you'll just say wrap text is equal to false. It will come back to the normal thing. So if you want to remove the wrap text, now suppose you want to adjust the row height and column width of a given cell, we'll see those things. So this is macro to adjust column width. And say sub adjust column. So again, which column you would like to adjust? So let's go here. I want to increase the column size of this to, let's say, 25. I'll just give 25 points here. For that, you will have to mention the cell address, just like this, O12 dot column width is equal to, you set the points here, say 25. You run it, you can check here, column width would have increased. You can check that over here as well. From home tab, you can check the column width, it would be 25. In the same manner, I would like to change the row height as well. See here, so currently the row height is too big. I would like to reduce it, let's say like this. If you reduce it, it becomes like this. Let's see how to reduce the row height of the same cell. I would like to reduce it to, let's say, 10 points. You can either reduce or increase as per your requirement. Just say adjust row height. So just say sub adjust row here, and we'll give this sheet 1 range of, let's say, O12 dot row height equal to, so whatever number you set here, it will change to that. See, this row, you can see it has reduced to 10 points. Okay, now let me show you how to change a number format of a cell. Now suppose I have some number here, let's say 0.0, so 0.06. I'll get this. So this, if I change it to percentage, it should be 6% actually. Let's see how to change its number format. And cell address is E16. Let's go back. But you need to know the format over here. Only then you will be able to apply. Now let's say you don't know how to give that. You just go here, select the cell, go to general over here where you change the number format. You just choose percentage, okay, and you don't want the decimal. You go back here, you choose number formats, more number formats, and you choose custom here. See, you will get to see the format that is applied on that cell. Copy this. You can provide the same format. Okay, so I'll just go back and give that here. Macro to apply number format. Say sub number format. Just give this sheet 1 range of E16 was the cell address dot number format should be the format that you copied. You just paste that here. I want to apply this format on it. I'll run it. You can check the format has been applied. Suppose you want to apply some other format. Now let me choose another format here. Let's go here. I want to give this rupee thing. So let's choose this. I'll copy this format and cancel. Let's go back. If I paste that over here, okay, symbol is not appearing. Let's see what happens when I run it. Yeah, nothing is applied. Okay, the currency is not getting applied. So this symbol is not coming in VBA. So never mind. We want it as something like this with 2 decimal places, let's say, or with 1,000 separator and 2 decimal places. So I'll just copy this. Okay. See, I'll change this to a bigger number, 24536, something like this. Now it has to change in this format. I'll set it to general. Now once we apply it through code, let's see what happens. Let me remove this. See, when you run it, it will appear like this. So these are the ways in which you can actually play around with the data within the cells. So we have touched upon almost most of the properties that the cells have got. Okay, almost all the properties of a cell. So do you have any doubts here? Now let's see how to work on cell range. So now suppose I want to select an entire range of cells. So let me create that first. So I have some range of cells here, let's say. I'll just type in like this. Now when I just mention a particular cell over here and say choose the entire region, it should choose it this way. Or if I want to select the entire sheet at once, all cells at once, so you have another program to select it this in this manner. Now we also have something known as used range. I'll also show you that. So till where exactly we have used the sheet, so that we can select using the range option over here. So let me write the program. So I'll just take another module. Say mod range. Let's go here. Macro to select entire sheet. So this is sub select sheet. I'll just name it as select sheet over here. And here we'll get this sheet name, range. You could mention any cell you want, or this is entire sheet anyways. You will just have to mention cells dot select. This will select the entire sheet for me. So cells is used to select all the cells within this mentioned sheet name. Now let me run this. You can see here the entire sheet is selected at once. Now suppose I want to only select a range of cells. Let's say the current region. I'll choose this. I'll give E2. macro to select current region. See, provide sub select current region. Let's say, so here you need to mention the sheet name. Provide one of the cells within the region that you want to choose. It could be any cell. I'll just mention E2 dot current region dot select. Now when you run this, you can check here this range, this particular region, only this region is selected. So only if you have any connection between the data over here, so this part also will be selected. Since we have an entire blank row separating these two, it's a separate region and this is a separate region. Now let us see how to select used range and what do we mean by that. Macro to select used range. Sub select used range and just say sheet 1 used range dot select. So when you run this, till where you have used your sheet, so all those cells will be selected. See, this way. So this is our used range on the sheet. I have used only till this area. Only this area has been used. So that is being visible here. So even if you had deleted any of the cells over here, see, suppose I deleted this number, still it would select that. Let me show you. Just because you used it till here, it has taken the selection till there. That's how it works. So this is about using the ranges. And let me show you how to work with shapes. I'll just add another module here. I'll just rename it to shapes, mod shapes. So first of all, you need to decide what kind of shape you want to insert. So let me take another sheet here. See, you go to insert, you have a huge list of shapes over here. You can see. So when you hover on it, you will be able to see the name of it. You just remember the name of the shape and you can choose in the drop down that we get over there in the macro. See, whichever one you want to insert, you just have to remember its name. Let's go there. Let's work on inserting a sheet. So macro to add shape. Say sub. I'll just say new shape. So you need to mention in which sheet you are giving that. Sheet 2. So now it is not range. We are working with shapes. It's a different object hierarchy. So you need to know that shapes dot add. So when you say add, it will show you few parameters. So shapes dot add. Add shape over here. So again, which shape within add shape you're going to choose here? Which shape? I told you we have a huge list of shapes here. So whichever shape that you want to provide, you can choose from here. Now I want to insert, let's say, a pentagon. I'll choose this. Now again, there are a lot of other parameters as well. You chose the shape type. Now the position of it, where exactly on the sheet. So at what point from the left side, at what point from the top, what will be its width and height. So you are going to decide these things. So let me give From left, it should be 20. From top, it should be 45. And width, see, left and top is distance from the corner of your sheet. Okay, from there exactly, the position is taken from there. You are providing that. So width, so how wide it should be. I'll just say, let's give 100, and even the height as 100. Let's see how big the shape would come. Just run it. See, this is how the pentagon is formed. Because I gave 100 by 100, this is the way it is formed. Now let's change it. I'll just change the width to 40. See, if I run this, another shape has been added. You can check. This is again another pentagon. So let me delete this. So if you don't mention anything of this, see, pentagon. You need to specify, let's say, let us give a little far away, not 10 points, the 20 points, let's say this time we'll give 50, a little far away from left side. So 40 was fine. Width, let me give 100, and height, let me give 500. Just run it. It's a huge one. So it all depends like what you provide. So based on that, it will work. Okay. So this is to add a shape.
Now,
Yes, Rajesh.
a small doubt.
Yes, yes.
Now you have given the size.
Yes.
Okay. Now, after running this, I have changed the size. If I change the size, again I run it, a different shape will be created there. Different size with different
Because
size.
we have written, to change, add a shape. So every time you run this program, a new shape will be added.
Added, okay. If I
Okay.
want to make on the same shape,
Okay. On the same shape, then
yeah.
you have other things. I'll show you that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. This is to
Okay.
add a shape.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay,
it
got it.
keeps getting created.
Created, yeah.
So sub, let's say shape size. I'll take this. So let's choose the same. So you can provide the shape name first of all and just paste it. Whatever shape you have taken, you have a name to it. You just copy that. You get the name of that shape over here in the name box. You just copy that. You can refer to that shape by the name that we have copied. You could rename or so perform other things. So let's say like size, resize, and these things. So we have scale height and scale width. So over here, if you want to change the height, you'll give height has to be, let's say 200, and run this. Let me check it. Now let me add that shape again using the macro here. I'll just add a shape. So we see this. So to change its height, again, you need to mention the name of the shape. As I said, I'll just copy from here. Okay, let's go back. Again, mention the address. Just have to take shapes dot. You mention the address, that is the name of the shape. You just have to mention height here. So not a scale height. Scale height is a different thing. So height, you have to set it. Only the height, if you want to change. Now let's say I want to change it to 200. And if I run it, you can check it would have reduced to 200. So earlier we set it to 500 here while adding it. I reduced it to 200 now. So in the same manner, if I want to just change the width, you'll just change this to width here. And let's say I want to make it more wider, let's say 300. If you run it, you can see it has become more wider. So even after inserting, you can change the height and width of a shape using these properties. Okay. Now let me show you how to rename it as well. How to rename. So this was to macro to adjust shape height, and this was a macro to adjust shape width. Now suppose how to macro to rename a shape. So here I have that sub shape rename. I'll use this. So we are going to use the same line. We first take the name, default name given by the program. Okay. And just say name is equal to, so whatever name you provide, I'll just say penta 001 or 01. When you run this, you can see here the name of this shape has changed to penta 01. Whatever name you provided has changed to that. Now suppose I want to hide the shape. Let's see that macro to hide the shape. We'll say sub shape height. See, you can again go use. Now we have changed the name of the shape, so you have to be using the current name of the shape here. So we'll say penta 01 dot visible. See, for shapes, it is the visible property that you need to set. Now if you set it to true, it will be visible to us. If you set it to false, it will hide. So let me run it. Now you can see here, the shape is hidden. It's not visible to us. Now if you just go and change that to true, let's say I'll give unhide the shape, and I'll just change this to true over here. If I run this, it will be visible again. So this is how you work with the shapes. So we are done with all the basic programs till now, Rajesh. Okay. So I'll end the session here. We'll continue from the other programs from next class.